Howdy, today on Flippin Science we're going to name alkenes, alkynes and haloalkanes. Right, so alkenes are organic compounds that have a carbon-carbon double bond, at least one somewhere in them. We're only going to look at chains and chains with branches. We're not going to look at rings or anything like that. We refer to them as being unsaturated. What that means is you don't have as many hydrogens as you possibly could around the carbon. So if we look down here, we can see there's only 2 hydrogens on each end. Normally there'd be 3. So it's not saturated with hydrogens. There aren't as many possible hydrogens as you can have. When it comes to naming alkenes, we follow our rules that we have so far with just a few little bits and pieces. So find your longest chain. You need to indicate which carbon the double bond starts on, if you need to. Sometimes you don't need to. And the suffix is "-ene". You indicate which carbon it's attached to with an infix. So let's have a look at some examples. So down here we need to find our longest carbon chains. Yes, okay. Now we want to start numbering at this end because that's going to give us our lowest number. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 down here. Okay. So 7 tells us it's hept. So hept. Then we need our infix to indicate which carbon the double bond starts on, and that's carbon 1. And then our suffix is "-ene". Okay, let's have a look at this example here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's going to be oct at the start. I'm going to number from this end because again that'll give us our lowest number. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Our infix, so that starts on carbon 3, and our suffix again is "-ene". You can have more than one, and in this case we've got more than one and we've got a side chain as well. So I'm going to number from here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I numbered from here because that'll give us our lowest number for the side chain. So how many carbons longest chain? 4, so that's bute. So methyl ethyl propyl butyl. So I'm going to put bute. I have a alkene group on carbon 1 and carbon 3. So bute 1, 3. Now, because there's 2 of them, we need to indicate that. So di-ene. Then we've got this methyl group as well on carbon 2. So it'll be 2-methyl bute 1,3-diene. Next group we're going to look at is the alkynes. They contain at least one carbon-coupled triple bond. So here's an example here in acetylene. Acetylene is poorly named. It should be called ethine or ethylene. When we're naming these, we'll just follow the rules again. There's no more extra complications in here really. It's just finding the longest chain, infix indicating which carbon the triple bond starts at, and completing with "-ine". So let's look at our example down here. So start numbering from this end, 1. Now there is a carbon there because we're going from, basically we're ending the triple bond. 3, 4, 5. Why isn't that right? 5. Okay. So it's going to be pent. We've got 5 infix, so on carbon 1, that's where we've got our alkyne group. So our suffix is "-ine". If we have a look over here, we've got a branch, just to make things a little bit more complicated. So carbon 1, 2, 3, 4. I could number 4 up here, it doesn't change it. So we've got 4, so methyl ethyl propyl butyl, so it's going to be bute. On carbon 1, we've got the alkyne group. And then 1, 2, 3 on carbon 3 we've got a methyl. 3-methyl bute 1-ine. This one over here, let's have a look. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could number that one 5 if I wanted to. So we've got pent. On carbon 1 we've got the alkyne group. And then on carbon 4 we've got a methyl group. There we go. Now, the important thing is I'm numbering, this is more important than the side chain. So we want to number so that is lower. Next we're going to look at haloalkanes. Haloalkanes are where you have a halogen that's covalently bonded into the chain somewhere. So to name alkanes we follow the rules similar to what we did before. So find the longest chain, you might need to number, and then we need to think of what our prefixes are going to be. So fluoro, chloro, bromo, iodo, they're the prefixes that come along that go before the chain. If you've got more than one of the same, you use di, tri, tetra. If you have more than one type of halogen, then you go in alphabetical order. So bromo before chloro, before fluoro, before iodo. So let's look at some examples. So let's look at how to name some examples. Okay, so these are all brominated alkanes, so bromoalkanes. Start with this one over here, it's probably our easiest. So we're going to number our carbons to start with. Now remember, whenever you see this type of structure drawing, whenever you get a change in angle, that's a carbon, and here there's no carbon here attached to the bromine, this is just the bromine. So we're going to number, we're going to start at number 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need to figure out what our parent alkane is, so methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl, so it's butane is our parent carbon chain. Okay, then which carbon is the bromine attached to? It's attached to carbon 1. So we need to indicate 1 bromo butane. Okay, so that's this one here. Let's look at the second one here. So let's number our carbons again. Now we're going to number from this end rather than this end. If we number from here, this would be carbon 3, whereas if we number from here, it's carbon 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 4 carbons in our parent carbon chain. So it's a butane again. So methyl, ethyl, propyl, butyl. So butane. Okay, and this time the bromine is attached to carbon 2. So this one would be 2 bromo butane. Our last one here, again we're going to start by figuring out the name of the parent carbon chain. So we've got 1, 2, 3 carbons, and it doesn't matter where we start from with our numbering for this one. I can start from here, so 1, 2, 3. And then we've got a methyl side chain on carbon 2. So the parent carbon chain is 2 methyl ethyl propyl, propane. And our bromine is on carbon 2. So it would be 2 bromo, 2 methyl propane. So we need to put a dash, a hyphen between the numbers. So letter, number, number, letter, we need to have a dash. So 2 bromo, 2 methyl propane. Today in Flipping Science we went through how to name alkenes, alkynes and haloalkanes. That's it for Flipping Science today. See ya.